coffee. This meeting is being live streamed. Got it. All right. Don't touch it. Okay. What's up, everybody? My name is Lola White, and we are here with Mr. Ariel White, L by A Wellness. And today we have a featured guest joining us. The purpose for today, happy Aloha Friday. It's the first Friday of the month, but we really want to help to get you in the mindset of 2023, what you're going to be doing, what you can be doing, maybe what you struggle with, right? So these are some things that we're going to be going over, what you can be doing, what you're struggling with, and somebody's calling me. Okay, sorry. And some solutions. Oh, I need that. So Ariel's going to go on ahead and take over while I...
So we have 1 month left in the wonderful year of 2022. Today we have a special guest, and we're going to be talking about some things that we can put into practice now to set us up for success. Because come January is when everyone has those New Year's resolutions. Everybody wants to start something new, a new exercise routine, a new way of eating, a new lifestyle. But today we're going to talk about some steps that we can take small right now to help set us up for success when we get into January. What it's all about. We are all about long-term consistency and long-term success.
And I'm going to invite right now our special guest. And let's see, coming on. So we've been in business for over probably close to coaching and wellness industry for close to 15 years, right? And this special guest speaker is well beyond the credibility and has the coaching, the experience. She's been featured on the news as well. So I'm really proud because she's been the news, right? She's
been on the news.
She's been on the news.
I've been on the news too.
Yeah, you have.
Remember when I was interviewed? Because I sat in every single seat in the American Airlines arena
for Miami Heat. So I really want you guys to understand and know, if you have any questions, to feel free to go on ahead, ask us. This is about what we do. This is about supporting you in the process. So if you have wellness topics, if you have fitness topics, if you have weight loss, if you have mindset, just whatever your struggle is, that's why we're here. This is all about a Q&A, either going over the past 4 weeks or it says Violet's not able to join. Oh boy. So these are some of the things that we're going to be going over, and this is why we're here. So I have some questions that we're actually going to be going over that I get all the time, and what's most personal is also universal. So maybe these are some things that you're also dealing with. Let me see, Violet. Let me see. Violet, you have to request. You have to hit the request, Violet. Hi, so we have Facebook on, we have Instagram on. What's up, guys? Let me go on ahead and invite Violet. Try one more time. Hi, Caroline. Hello. What's up? So we're just gonna go on ahead and get into it. I'll wait. Okay, joined. It says joined. Are you on, Violet?
Go live.
Go live, yeah.
Okay, let's start with question 1. What's one of those common questions that you get? Because what's personal is universal.
Typically for women, a lot of the struggle is why isn't the scale moving? I'm doing everything. I'm working out. I'm eating healthy. I'm dialing into macros and cutting my calories, right?
Where did broccoli right now come from?
I'm just, I have clients that I'm doing broccoli and chicken.
Here's advice number 1. I want you to go home, pick up your scale, and throw it out the window. A scale tells you one thing. It tells you your total weight. It doesn't tell you anything else. It doesn't tell you how many calories you've eaten. It doesn't tell you how many calories you've burned. It doesn't tell you your BMI. It doesn't tell you your body fat percentage. It doesn't tell you your lean muscle mass percentage and weight of your body. Mm-hmm. It is one number. Your body can completely change over the course of time, and that number stay the same, go up or go down. And just because it's staying the same, going up or going down, doesn't mean the results you're getting are good or bad. It's just Absolutely. One part to the equation. So We have people, Lauren has clients that like to weigh themselves daily. Is that something you recommend, Lola?
You know, and for some people, right, it's not healthy. It's not healthy because
That means
why?
she doesn't recommend it.
Because why? Tell them why though.
We like to weigh on a weekly basis because it won't drive you nuts when you get on the scale each and every day. Your weight can vary so much day to day, depending
Absolutely.
on what you ate the day before, not just the amount, but what you ate, your activity level the day before. It can
What's up,
vary
Logan?
depending on what
Thank you for
time
joining.
of day that you are weighing yourself. It depends on the amount of sleep that you got the night before. Your weight can greatly vary. So we don't like weighing on a daily basis. If you do want to keep track of your weight, we do recommend weighing yourself once a week and tracking it over time. So if one week the scale says just for a number 150 and you get back on the next week, it says 152, that's not a reason to do anything, right? Because we want to see trends over time. So we want to look at 6, 8, 10, 12 weeks. Is that scale staying the same? Is it trending up, trending down, depending on what's going on with you? But again, that is one number, and that's only a small part of the equation to your total overall health and wealth.
Absolutely. And when we talk about success or target, right, think of a plane. A plane corrects itself 99% of the time. It's never a straight line. So understand that there's going to be some what may seem like deviation or fluctuation with your weight, with your body, whether your body is, baby girl, you can bring her in here. Whether your body's retaining water, did you train extra? Did you sleep like Ariel was talking about? Like, these are some things that we want to look at when we're using the scale as a measurement. And that's the importance of really having a coach. A coach is going to be able to help you dial in, think outside of yourself, because sometimes we are and we become our worst critics, right? And that's why we went over the 4 pillars to really show you systematically how you can follow that, stay in your lane, and not become discouraged when these fluctuations happen with the scale. Now, there is a time and a place where I do use the scale, or we do use the scale as a team with our clients when we're reintroducing something or when we're really dialing in. But we have that necessary coaching and accountability that is helping them to understand the bigger picture of what is the purpose of the scale. Does the scale have a purpose? To some degree, it can. Do measurements have a purpose and weighing our inches? Absolutely, right? And the biggest thing that I have with my clients when they're not losing prior to working with us is they're so tense and they're so wrapped up and fixated on the scale moving that they haven't done something consistent enough to really follow through and be committed to seeing those results. Because
Here's something else that can make the scale go up or down. Stress, especially stress from children.
So what did you do with her?
She's one cereal.
So stress, right? Stress can fluctuate our hormones, ladies. Whenever I'm a client and we see 2-3 pounds difference, right, in the month, and they're like, oh my God, like I gained all this weight. And I'm like, let's look at it. Like, I know their cycles and their patterns, menstrual patterns, better than they do sometimes, right? So we get all in our head about what's not going right instead of focusing on really the progress. And part of being your coach is giving you that advice, giving you that instruction, and giving you that level of guidance to where, again, you can see what outside of yourself, helping to realize the scale is a very small piece to the puzzle of your long-term journey. Because what's most important is that we're creating what? We're creating healthy habits, that we're helping the body to be supported to where it's minimizing that stress threshold where you could deal with life, where you're a postpartum mom, you're 20 pounds, 30 pounds overweight from where you used to be. Maybe you're used to being thin, and all of a sudden you've had a baby and you've gained 30 pounds. And for a lot of women, the weight gain and the weight resistance doesn't come right after having the baby. It's months later, they start noticing the weight coming back on. And that's the biggest frustration, because you've lost all this weight after having the baby, and then you start living life and you don't know what, but you've gained 20 pounds or your resistance, right? So trauma, even dealing with a level of trauma, having a baby, pregnancy, C-section, an injury, maybe an emotional trauma, this can reset the weight also to be at a higher level. So if you're dealing with where you're working out, you're doing everything, and you're just stuck. You go down a pound, up a pound, down a pound, up a pound, but never below that set point, that may be something else going on. And that's part of what our actual program addresses. How do we reset that weight like a thermostat to where we can drop you 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 pounds, but now you stabilize? Because weight on the body and excess does have some risk factors. And Ariel is going to actually go into that because we're all in this body positivity movement.
Let's go to the next question.
So
we talked about the scale. Yeah. What's another common question? Because what's personal is universal.
A really common question is, why do I look like I'm 4 or 5 months pregnant after I eat a meal?
Ooh, that's a great question. That's called gas and bloating. And whatever it is that you're eating, your body is telling you we shouldn't be eating that. So again, if we go back to one of our pillars that we talked about earlier, one of those pillars is eating whole foods.
Violet, are you able to join?
One of those pillars is eating whole foods. So if we do eat whole foods, that's going to help eliminate those kinds of symptoms when we eat. Yeah. A powerful part of one of our programs that we offer is food sensitivity testing. And food sensitivity testing, there's a lot of different ways to do it now. There's a lot of online cheap ways to do it. However, we do it 2 ways. What are those 2 ways? One, we have our blood test that we do. It's really, really simple. You prick your finger, you put it on a paper, and we get that sent in. The second way that we do it is looking not only at food sensitivity, but looking at your gut biome. And that's through as Lola likes to call it, stool test. As I like to call it, it's a poop test. So you're pooping, you're taking a sample of that, and we send that into a lab, and we were able to measure your gut biome to really see what's going on. So not from just what foods are you sensitive to, but also what bacteria are in excess in your gut, what bacteria are not sufficient in your gut, so we can balance that specifically tailored for you, right? Because we always hear about something like E. coli, and that's terrible. Did you know that E. coli naturally exists in your colon? It's a natural bacteria in your biome. However, in excess, or if it's in a part of your intestines that it shouldn't be, can cause severe issues, right? So same thing with something like Candida. Candida is a naturally occurring fungus in the body, especially for women. However, when there is overgrowth of it is when it causes issues. So again, it's not about eliminating some things, it's about balancing. And we are able to address that through those 2 tests with food sensitivity and your gut biome tests.
Let me see if I can join her. Go live. Let me see. Violet, are you going to come on? Let's see. I love what Ariel's talking about because it's all about balancing, and we think it's one extreme or the other, or we can maintain what unhealthy lifestyle we're living and throw some probiotics at it, throw some supplements at it, or throw some pre-workout at it, and we're going to see gains and we're going to see recovery. And that's not at all what that looks like.
Now, will probiotics help? Absolutely. But again, it's about the specificity to you, right? So we can find out exactly which probiotics, so which beneficial bacteria you are lacking. And then we can find out which bacteria you have in excess, so that we can then combat that through your diet and through supplementation.
And I've even had times where I'm doing the stool testing for the more advanced client who's interested in that. And we realize the reason they're not losing weight. We realize the reason that they are in a place of resistance, right? So it can be frustrating when you're doing everything, or you think you're doing everything, and you are, but you're missing these critical elements or these critical pieces just because of changes of life, changes of hormone. Maybe you traveled somewhere foreign and you came back with something, and that's been wreaking havoc on your system. And when we see this, it's a relief to the clients that I know I'm working with, and a relief even to myself, because I know the tremendous weight that can weigh on you mentally and emotionally, of saying, I must not be good enough. I'm not doing right. And we go walking around our whole lives identifying ourselves with the lack of success we feel we have, the inability to fulfill certain targets and goals and accomplishments.
Okay, so, question 3. Lola's on a soapbox today. Question 3.
Question 3. Why, when I lose weight, do I gain my weight back?
You kind of touched on that earlier, right?
But go ahead, go into
No,
it.
you.
Go into it.
No, you.
Okay, so the reason you'll gain weight back is because one of these critical pillars or pieces that we're talking about with either testing habits or food that you have introduced into your diet or have constantly into your diet is causing an excess of inflammation. So we're looking at inflammation from certain foods. That can be it. It can be that your hormones are off balance, or we're going through a change in the hormonal pattern, whether that's perimenopause, postmenopausal, or we're dealing with some postpartum effects of hormones, or maybe we're just under a significant stress and we're not sleeping and the immune system to some degree is compromised. But the biggest one that I see is we haven't reset that set point weight that I was talking about. If we don't reset that set point weight, your body is going to feel comfortable at 30 pounds heavier. So when you dial down into 1,000 calories and doing a tremendous deficit, right? If you're doing a huge deficit, yeah, you're going to lose weight. Anybody can do a calorie deficit eating McDonald's.
We don't recommend calorie deficits. We recommend eating.
Okay. You will lose, absolutely, eating in a calorie deficit, eating McDonald's. But is that healthy long term? And if you've been constantly in a calorie deficit for a very long time, you can affect your metabolism. So our program, the start of our program really addresses all these underlining factors that you're dealing with. So when you have indigestion, when you wake up in the morning and you're bloated, or you wake up and you're foggy and you just don't know how to get momentum or gain a level of energy, right? Maybe when you go to the bathroom, it's not quite the way it needs to look or feel. Maybe you have constipation, there's diarrhea, there's excess in bowel movements, and that can be affecting your body's ability to lose weight because of the absorption that's not there. Right? Some other things, breakouts, skin rashes. How many women have I dealt with where they have severe hives starting? The minute they work out and start circulation, they're breaking out in hives or acne, excessive acne during their cycle, or maybe swelling and tenderness in the breast area, right? These are some things that are very common when we're in that weight loss phase or attempting to even eat healthier, and we still have these signs and symptoms, and it's like, okay, now what's the next phase? So the first phase of our program is really to clean up and prepare your body to what? Start to lose the weight, right? So we start to lose the weight, we can gain a level of momentum. You can start to see the possibility or the capability of your body actually losing stored body fat. Like, I think that's the biggest aha with clients is the first week or two, they see 5-8 pounds loss and they're like, I've never seen that, and I've been attempting for a year or 2 years, whatever it is for you. But finally getting the scale to move can be a thrill. It can be, because finally we start to connect. Wow. And it's not that you're not doing anything right before, it's dialing into the factors that matter to get that movement so you can hit those targets. So those are some of the things: indigestion, acid reflux, inability to go to the bathroom and have a bowel movement at least one time a day. These are some of the things that our program definitely addresses. So when we do that cleanup work, you're ready to create that segue over into what? Accelerated weight loss, accelerated fat loss, because we've addressed the bigger elephant, so to speak, in the room, right? And now that transition makes all the difference in the world, to where your body is ready and feels safe to let go of some of that weight. And then while you're transforming physically your body, we're helping you and holding you accountable to transform what? Your mind, your habits, your long-term vision of yourself, because how you feel now and how bad you feel now is affecting a lot of times our thoughts, our behaviors, our actions, or our ability to take action.
Wants to be on soapbox today. So again, our 4 pillars, right? None of those ever will we emphasize calorie restriction. In fact, we want you to enjoy things. We want you to eat food. We want you to get outside and have fun. We want you to challenge yourself physically. We want you to do things that are going to naturally help you to balance the weight of your body. Never will we ever say we need to reduce your calories. Obviously, if you're eating an exorbitant amount of calories and it's not good food.
I will say there is a portion of the program where we dial in to see what works best for you. And based off of your metabolic rate now, we're dialing into other nutrients that need to be supported in order to get you to lose the weight. So just want to digress
But
there.
we'll
It's
never
a short,
say you
it's
need
a
to go
short
on
period of
1,000
time.
calories a day
It's a short
while you're
period of time.
exercising. Because yes, a lot of people will recommend that. And of course, you'll lose weight on that. But then what happens as soon as you go back to normal eating, you're going to gain the weight back in excess because you've taught your body and you've trained your metabolism to work as efficiently, meaning keep you
Not
alive.
a good thing. That's
keep
not a
you
good
alive
thing. We say
off
that?
of the least amount of calories possible. So that way, when you start adding calories, your body is being efficient and now you're just storing instead of burning. We want you to do the opposite. We want you to train your body to burn the maximum amount of calories all the time. So that way you can eat food. And the food that we eat, it's all about the whole foods.
Violet, are you on?
Lola, we're just going to move on.
All right, Violet.
We're moving on.
Violet, I added you.
We're moving on. Next question.
Yeah.
This is the next question, the last question.
How long is the program? How long is it going to take for me to lose the weight?
So again, the focus is not losing the weight. The focus is consistency and the focus is long-term health and wealth, right? So my question is not how long for you to lose the weight. It's not working. We're moving on.
Sorry.
The question is not, we're moving on.
Okay.
The question is not how long till I lose the weight. The question is, how long do you want to enjoy a health and wealthy life? That's the question that you should be asking. And those are the questions that we're going to answer, right? So we do have 3 separate programs. We have a 4-week program that includes weekly check-ins with Lola or myself. And that 4-week program comes with testing right at the beginning. And within those 4 weeks, we take your body through a priming detox. Lola, we're moving.
She's on.
Where we take your body through a priming detox, right? To get you to where you need to be and give you the tools to move on for your life and to be good. Then we have, what's our other 2 programs? Come on. We're talking.
All right, we have a metabolic reset. And the metabolic reset is going to focus on supporting those severe digestive issues that you may be dealing with. The bloating, the excessive flatulence, the mood swings, right? The cleanup of the diet, the accountability is there as well. And then tailoring into a support program. If you're not going to the gym, maybe little things that you can do that Ariel can support you to really help increase that level of circulation and then not jeopardize losing what? Bone mass. Because as we lose weight for a lot of these other programs out there, you start to jeopardize what? Muscle. And we don't want to do that. So we want to really dial into that digestion, detoxification, which I go into more. And this isn't a scary detox or anything like that. This is really supporting metabolically your hormones, your thyroid indirectly, your adrenals, your stress factor, right? So when you get up and you get out the door, you're not feeling like you're going 1,000 miles a minute and trying to drink your coffee and getting everything all right? So we want to dial that down. And this program actually changes the way you show up in life. And that's the biggest
And that's the
benefit.
program that we recommend for the majority of people, because you get plenty of check-ins with us. You get all the support you need. It comes with supplements, and then you get the long-term results that you're looking for.
Yep.
And then our last program is for that some person who wants to dial in and have 100% thorough understanding. That program is 12 weeks. That comes with stool testing. It comes with blood testing. There's an optional add-on that we can do hormone testing in that 12
the hormone
week,
and adrenal. So
we can do a 12-week program with that. And that's for that person who wants to completely dial in, who's severely lost, probably is on or soon will be on some sort of medication to help support their metabolic issues in their body. So those are 3 programs we have. We're going to be launching those on our website and social media within the next few weeks. Next week, we will not be having it live because Lola and I are going to be doing a a little bucket list trip with the Ohana. But while we are traveling, we're going to be posting some tips and tricks for great eating,
boosting your
and great exercising that you can do while traveling. So we'll keep a lookout for those posts, for those tips and tricks as we're getting into 2023.
And then we also have the Clean Eating Reboot, which is your 3-day holiday opt-in clean eating reboot to help you stay focused if you want to tailor things in and really recover after the holiday eating. So feel free to go on ahead. You can go to my website, Lola's Vibrant Living, and you can check that out, and I'll post it also in my stories. All right, guys, I thank you so much for joining. Unfortunately, our guest wasn't able to join today, but we'll try to figure this technical thing out, and definitely have her on in 2 weeks, where we'll be also going live again for our Happy Aloha Friday. And we'll be chiming in next week briefly from California, watching our Dolphin game.
No chiming in. We are disconnecting.
Okay, we are disconnecting.
Because one of our pillars is disconnect to
In order
reconnect.
to reconnect.
So
yes.
we're going to be disconnecting next week.
I'm going to be cold, guys. All right. Thanks so much for sharing. Feel free to send us your message if you have any questions or anything like that. And we appreciate the love and the support. Happy Aloha Friday, guys. I don't know what happened with your mom. Hey, guys. All right. We'll see you.